Hi, this is Jody. I'm from a Midwestern town in USA called Terre Haute. Um, I've got a degree in broadcasting and journalism. I've spent a couple years reporting for small town newspapers and one small national magazine. And for the last 37 years, through various media, I've covered um, news, broadcast news, and entertainment. But today I want to talk to you about fake news. Um, Back about 2015, Donald Trump started calling things he didn't agree with or didn't fit in his line of sight as fake news when it was actual regular reporting. They could show him videos of him saying something the day before and he'd say, I didn't say that. Well, unfortunately, this concept of fake news is spreading all over the world, where people, if they don't agree with it, or they don't want to believe it, they call it fake news. So what is real news versus fake news? Well, real news is what you read in the newspaper. Mostly, if it's not some government-backed media outlet, or what you see on your regular television news. Straight line reporting, man robs bank, that kind of thing. When I was in college, we didn't have the instant source of the internet. We had 4 broadcast networks, various TV stations, newspapers, magazines, and radio. Now we've got, I don't know how many cable news outlets, the internet, and so on. The problem being in a lot of social media is you have a lot of sites springing up that purport to be the news. But when you track it back through the internet to the original site that reported this so-called news, all you've got is an email address. It's not been up for but maybe 3 weeks surrounding some kind of issue. And pretty much if it sounds fishy, it is. And if you can't really find any source other than an email address, it's probably not a real news source. CBS News here in America, you can look up their site, see their telephone number, see the various addresses for its various corporate offices. So it's real. If I post something for the South China Morning Post, I can track that back. And I can see it's been a newspaper that's been in business for 100 years. So I know where the address is. I know if I want to make an international phone call, which I can't afford. I know who these guys are, and I know they're legit. But with American politics rearing up its head for the congressional elections this year, there's going to be a lot of people hollering about fake news. Same with overseas. There's a presidential election in the Philippines where I'm seeing some of the politicians call straight news reporting fake news. I see it on the streets of Russia when they ask the Russians what they think about the Ukrainian war. What they think about Russia going into a smaller country and trying to take it over, just because the dictator Vladimir Putin wants to reestablish the Soviet Union. Yeah, they've been calling that fake news too. It's not that the news hasn't always been biased. A lot of newspapers in various towns here in America were pretty much strictly geared towards either the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. As news consolidation has happened, as newspapers fall out of business due to cable, internet, advertising going that way, the politics have gotten a little bit less involved. But we, with our cable news outlets, we do have a lot of bias and what I would call news and talk. They spend 5 minutes reporting the news each hour and spend 55 minutes talking about what their points of view are. Fox News being Republican, MSNBC being the Democratic version of it. So I know it's kind of hard to try to figure this all out and try to, but find a news source, like I said, track it down. See where your news is coming from, and if it's relatively legitimate, trust it. If it sounds so far-fetched and there's no way of tracking it back to anybody, it's pretty much fake news. Just my thoughts for today. Bye.